Happy Saturday. Hi and welcome to my blog or vlog. My name is Rochelle and I have a website called Feeding a Crowd full of awesome recipes and fun tips and, stuff you need to know or it's fun to know and how to work in a kitchen and be happy in a kitchen because being happy in a kitchen changes how your food tastes because the love you put in there matters. So I am on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and here on YouTube once a week. I try to do this regularly. Usually I'm on Sundays. However, now that summer is coming, things are a bit shifting, and I might be working at this awesome bed and breakfast restaurant. And the Laurentide, anyways, and and so on Sundays. So I'm going to be doing them probably on Saturdays, but you can always catch them on Sundays, and comment. Please do comment. YouTube loves it when we chat, and if you comment I'm going to answer on my videos or on my website. I will be answering you. So please do leave comments wherever, whenever, or a thumbs up. Anything really, really works for me. So today, well, last week I talked about polyphenols, and I did put that on my blog. And I one of my recipes that came out this week was that I worked on was a soy marinade that I took from I call it the Real Lemon cookbook, but it's not. It's actually Boyan's or some. It's this little recipe book that I got, and the brand Real Lemon. It's Borden. Borden makes Real Lemon, and I've used that book a lot. It's so stained and so used, just like my other recipe books that I use so much, right? And this week I posted the best steak or red meat marinade. It's been a staple in my life. It's so easy to make. I know it's half soy, half lemon juice, and I think it's half a cup of brown sugar. Um, So it's super fun to have on hand. It's delicious on chicken. It's delicious on pork. It's just simply amazing. So, okay, no. So it's half a cup lemon juice, half a cup soy sauce. Reduced salt or a lighter option is great if you're watching your salt intake, and a half cup vegetable oil or oil of your choice, right? I did, with the years, change up the recipe. So there's 3 tablespoons ketchup or barbecue sauce, 3 cloves garlic, a half teaspoon black pepper, and to add like just a zing, to add a layer to that marinade, I add the grainy mustard. So basically, the recipe is you throw all that together and you put the meat in it, in a bowl or in a pan or in a container. But I often like to use Ziploc bags because I can remove all the air, and then I know that I get a really good the marinade gets into all the meat. Also, if I only have a few hours for the marinade, I sort of leave it on the counter. I know people freak out, oh, fridge. Oh, come on, people. In Europe, they let their meat age in, hanging in the restaurant. And here we are, like, afraid of dying all the time because we leave meat out for a few hours. Especially red meat. Red meat, is dry aged. So, anyways, I'm telling you, don't freak out. If you only have a few hours to marinate your meat, leave it on the counter. You'll get a lot better. It'll marinate better. If you have 24 hours, feel free to put in the fridge. Remember to remove the meat a few hours before you cook it. If you put cold meat in a pan or on the grill, you'll get a cold center if you like to eat it medium rare or rare. Okay, so always remove the meat from the fridge before you cook it. Fish is the same thing. In fact, chicken is the same thing. If you don't, I'm not telling you to take it out 2 hours, but like 20 minutes or 30 minutes, like, don't, like, we need to not worry so much about everything killing us all the time. It makes us not as happy people. So anyways, when you're marinating food, if you only have a short time, do not put in the fridge. That's my tip of the day for you guys. I'm such a pain in the ass. Anyways, so yeah, so today it's all about the Hellman's chocolate cake. That cake is amazing. Okay, it has no butter because obviously the fat is in the mayo content. So Hellman's is Hellman's mayonnaise, right? Um, and and where is that? So um, I'm going to put it, I think have already. Okay, so it's here in the chat and it's also in the description, the link. But go to Feeding a Crowd, find the chocolate cake. Super simple recipe, so easy to make. And it's like, to make this cake that I'm going to show you in a minute, I I half doubled it because I wanted 3 layers. So I made the recipe 1.5, right? And it came out beautiful. And it's an easy recipe. The mayo makes it perfect. It's so moist and so tender, and it just melts in your mouth. Chocolate cake. So just love it, and you'll see it's amazing. So look at this. So it's in my vintage square. This thing weighs at least 12 pounds. This cake. Okay. So I'm going to remove the lid now. I'm so lucky to have a square cake pan. Okay. The cake looks like this. Oop. So this is called le supplice, which means like almost like I'm begging for it. I don't know why, but it smells amazing. Usually I make it with Reese's Pieces, and there's always cookie dough in it. So in the center, instead of putting fudge or whatever, I put raw cookie dough. That's what's in between these layers here. And there's also often I use ganache. This time I didn't use ganache. I didn't want to. And I cooked the rest of the cookie dough that I made and make these cookies and decorating with the cookies. It's pretty awesome. Um, and this is a birthday cake for someone I love very dearly. So I used to always just put cookie dough. I never worried about raw cookie dough. I know some people say blah, but then I like my eggs raw or almost, and I like my egg yolk on tartar, beef tartar or tuna, whatever. So I'm not afraid, obviously, of raw food or raw milk. But now you can buy raw cookie dough that is edible, uncooked. So if you're worried about it, just do that and you'll be fine. Um, and so you just layer, your cake, cookie dough, and then cake, cookie dough, and cake, right? If you want it to stick better, you can also put a thin layer of your icing, chocolate icing, over the cookie dough, and then you put the next layer. It adds richness to it, but this cake is already so rich, I didn't feel I needed to do that. And it's just amazing. Like when the kids see this cake, like it's going to go, because tonight is we're having the whole family is going to come together and for a campfire, I guess. I don't know, call it a bonfire, actually, a bonfire, and hot dogs, and just the kids will run around the darkness and chase whatever kids chase, and we're going to have a cake with that. Yeah. And but I hope you go and look at that recipe, because it's just an amazing recipe. I think that it's one of the simplest recipes. It's not even worth buying a chocolate cake mix. This is how simple this recipe is. It's there's no butter. It's eggs, flour, chocolate. Um, Let me give you. So, it's flour, cocoa powder, baking soda, baking powder, eggs, sugar, vanilla, mayo, and water. So simple to make. And if you have mayo in the house, you need to try this recipe. And it's a beautiful cake to mix. I don't think I have the recipe for le supplice, because to me it's I make it however which way I want. And there's a funny story behind that cake. Oh, let me tell that story. So I needed to run a quick errand for supper, and the cake had about 12 minutes left in the oven, this cake. And I told my child, I said, look, when the timer goes off, check the cake. If it's not ready, please put it another 5 minutes, and I showed her what to do. And of course, the child only half listened. Apparently, when the timer went off, takes the cake out and puts it on the counter and goes back to her room. And then I come home and I have this cake with a dip in the center. And I'm like, what am I going to do? Like this, I need this cake. There's a birthday tonight. And I was just like, oh my God, oh my God. And of course, I always had cookie dough at home. So I decided, well, I'm going to fill that little indent with cookie dough. And I did that. And then I just put, so filled it, put a ganache, and then put the other cake, put some more cookie dough, and then the ganache on top and, the Reese's Pieces. And there was born that cake. A complete accident, like just moment of panic that I had a huge dip in both of my cakes from an uncooked half, not completely baked cake. It made the cake so fudgy and delicious. The whole thing was so amazing. And it was delicious with milk because it was so rich. You almost needed milk or coffee to eat it with. So, yeah. So I think that's my story about this amazing cake. And you can also make it with tort, this, funny cake that I make, but which I do have a recipe also on my website. I'm still working on recipes for one or two people, slowly putting them on as I create them at home and write them up, translate them to French, and add them to the website, with all the corrections and pictures. And as I told you, this is going to be my life for the week because tomorrow is a really busy day. I have to be up early and at the restaurant in Val David, which is one of my favorite towns in Quebec because it's so beautiful and peaceful and a happy, happy town with so much to look at and beautiful hiking too. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I wanted to talk about this cake. And yeah, I'm going to try I need to hide it now because it's a surprise. And never know when people going to pop into here. So I'm going to wish you guys a beautiful weekend. The weather's supposed to be beautiful tomorrow for Mother's Day. And, whatever you do, enjoy that. If your kids are coming to celebrate Mother's Day with you, just enjoy it. Keep things simple. Frankly, 1 hour of quiet time when I was a mom with all the kids is all I needed, So happy Mother's Day to us all. And I'll see you next week. And I'll be sending out the newsletter next week also. So thank you guys. I hope I see you soon.